Think you know everything about the world? From animals to history, find out how smart you really are. Welcome back to Quizzitive. Which of these animals cannot jump? Elephant. What do you call a group of lions? Pride. What color is a polar bear's skin under its white fur? Black. Which planet is famous for its visible rings? Saturn. What do caterpillars turn into? Butterflies or moths? Which of these animals is a mammal? Dolphin. Which of these animals is the fastest on land? Cheetah. Which ocean is the largest on Earth? Pacific.
One of these is not like the others.
Caesar salad was invented in which country? Mexico. Which of these is not a primary color in painting? Green. What language do people speak in Brazil? Portuguese. How does a flamingo get its pink color? From the food it eats. Which animal sleeps the most hours per day? Koala. These pictures look the same, or do they? What sport was originally called mintonette? Volleyball. Which of these was invented first? Photograph. What common item was accidentally invented while trying to make a new adhesive? Post-it notes. Which country has more pyramids than Egypt? Sudan. What was the first toy ever advertised on TV? Mr. Potato Head. Which of these animals is more closely related to a whale? Hippopotamus.
Eyes open, brain on. Can you keep track? Follow it. Stay with it. Time's up. Which one is it?
What is the loudest animal on Earth? Sperm whale. Which company made the first smartphone before Apple? IBM. What is the most shoplifted item in the world? Cheese. Which country has a flag that is not rectangular? Nepal. What body part keeps growing your entire life? Ears and nose. Where is a shrimp's heart located? In its head. What is the only fruit that has its seeds on the outside? Strawberry.
One doesn't match. Which one?
Oxford University is older than which famous empire? Aztec Empire. Which of these countries does not have a McDonald's? Bolivia. What is the only sea in the world with no coastline? Sargasso Sea. What color were carrots before the 17th century? Purple. Which country consumes the most chocolate per person per year? Switzerland. What is the dot above the letters I and J called? Tittle. On Venus, a day is longer than a year. True or false? True.
Find the one that stands out.
What is the only letter that doesn't appear in any US state name? Q. What is the name of the process by which a snake sheds its skin? Ecdysis. Which planet spins so strangely that it essentially rolls around the sun on its side? Uranus. Cleopatra lived closer in time to the moon landing than to the Great Pyramid being built. True or false? True. A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. What is the only food that never expires? Honey. Which country has the most UNESCO World Heritage Sites? Italy.
Eyes open, brain on. Can you keep track? Follow it. Stay with it. Time's up. Which one is it?
Which country was the first to use paper money? China? Which sense do most people lose first with age? Smell? How many muscles does it take to take a single step when walking? Over 200. According to botany, which of these is technically classified as a berry? Banana. Which country was the first to give women the right to vote? New Zealand. Which of these historical figures was born first? Gutenberg. Which ocean is the youngest, formed most recently in geological terms? Atlantic. Which animal was the first to be sent into orbit and return alive? Belka the dog.